KWT slaying.
Salama family, Salama, how y'all doing today? Hope you're blessed and highly favored. If I sound okay, give me a 1. I'm trying out my other mic today. All right, I see a 1. Let's see. All right. So we're gonna talk about the truth of who we are, and I'm gonna put the link out there for you all to join a little later. Also, before we get started, I want to talk about one thing, and I'm not gonna bring it up anymore. It seems to me, that whole fleet thing causes more strife and disagreements and disruptions than was intended. But I'm going to say this as well. I'm not the type of teacher who heap amongst themselves, or you all. I don't want you to be the people who heap amongst themselves, teachers having itching ears, because I'm not the type of teacher who's going to say something to make you feel good. Right? Y'all know that by now. I'm going to teach what I believe the word says. And as I've always said, eat the meat, spit out the bone. You can agree, you can disagree, and it's all good. But I really don't like the disruption. I really don't like the attention that the whole thing about what the scripture says about fleeing has caused. You either believe the word or you don't. Okay, it's up to you. But I don't like the disagreement and the fighting. It shouldn't be. Either the word says it and it teaches it or it don't. Okay, that's just the way it is. Does it teach that? Now you got to put it in context. And it's all good. So we need to get past that, because I'm going to tell you right now. I got another teaching and coming out. And I think the Israelites will like it, but I know the Christians won't. And the title of this teaching that I'm working on is called Israel's Divine Role. Now, it's not the same as the teaching I did on our testimony and us being a witness, even though that's true. Emphasis on a particular word in that title, which is sort of mind-blowing. Because, the Most High said the suffering of this world is not to be compared to the glory to be revealed in us. What does that mean? I think it means more than you realize, and it definitely means more than what Christianity realizes. And for those who celebrate in Pesach or Passover, happy Passover. I'm not celebrating it today because I wasn't prepared. Maybe next year I'll be prepared. I'm working my way towards that. But happy Passover. All right. So what we're going to talk about today is, some of the videos that we've shared and some we haven't. And yeah, Jeremiah, I got a new mic. I had it for a while, but I don't think I had it set up correctly before. So I was like, this sound, I wasn't feeling the sound at first, but it's a lot better now. Because even my other mic, I was like, this mic sound like it's going sort of bad to me. I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm getting up in age, so I don't know if it's my hearing or what, even though I know my hearing is going down too. But yeah, I'm trying out my new mic. So I'm gonna cover a few videos, but and then and then I'm gonna bring some on the panel. We're gonna talk about some other videos as well. And you know, it's like I said before, and I'll say it again. This awakening can't be stopped. And I'm gonna say this again as well. Gentiles in trouble. I don't care how you slice it. Y'all in trouble. And until y'all hear what we telling you, y'all gonna be in more trouble. Yeah, I got those books, brother Brian. Appreciate it. I'm gonna take a look at it when I get a chance. A lot of stuff happening in these last few months. I'm like, I've been real busy. I ain't gonna just so much stuff, so much. I mean, a lot of stuff, so much stuff going on these months. I'm like, busy. But anyway, let's look at this, and we're gonna talk about some of this.
We get to a point where we treated other human beings as slaves, and we're okay with that. When I see the Make America Great Again, my comment is, do you accept that could possibly be construed as a racist remark? And most people, a lot of people go, how could that be racist? Make America great again? I said, so just ask yourself from an African-American experience, when was it ever great in America for the African-American? When was it great? So if you're making it great again, it's not including them. So it's to teach us in the woke world to open up and accept the possibilities that our privilege has created blind spots for us. And maybe I haven't seen what is really happening yet in all my years. How did we?
So now they're asking the question, how is America great for the Negro, who we call Israelites? How has it become great? And so I'm gonna share this other video now. Warning to those with children. There's a little cussing in here. I know some people get upset. So if you have some children and you're sensitive, then put them out the room, because there's just a little cussing in this video I'm about to show. But it is well done. The information is great. And it adds to the question of when was America great for us? And it also adds to why we've gone through what we've gone through now. You and I both know why we've gone through. But for those who are still in the awakening process, and shout out to this sister, I don't know who she is, but it's good.
My God. So as y'all know, Mississippi just passed the Jim Crow law. Just history repeating itself. But there's something that y'all don't know.
Fair use.
And I need all my people to listen. We gotta wake up. Because it's that time. See, because what y'all don't know is the Jim Crow law is actually associated with the Bible and the curses that was put upon his people. So I want to answer this woman's question.
I'm so fucking scared. It has just come to my attention because I didn't know until today. In Mississippi, there was just a law passed like 5 days ago that the Jim Crow laws are being reinstated. That shouldn't be happening at all. And I know you may be wondering, this is like not my normal content on here, but I'm sorry. And I just have to make this known because what the fuck? What the actual fuck? Why? I really don't understand why people do not like me. Do not like us. Because of my color of skin. I don't understand. I really don't fucking understand. What the fuck did I do?
You didn't do nothing, but our ancestors did. The Jim Crow is resurrected in Mississippi. Did wokeness do this? As a matter of fact, it did. Now, some of us who have learned the truth are not surprised by this. It may alarm the sleepwalkers. The Most High have already told us that they will have hatred towards us. All you gotta do is read the word and the curses put upon his people. See, their problem is they finally starting to realize that they wicked rulership is almost up. But I ain't gonna lie, we finna go through some battles, and it's gonna get worse before we leave. We warned our people that are sleepwalking that these nations hate us, and it has nothing to do with skin color. It's because of who we are, the tribe of Judah, the real Jews. It was prophesied that we will be hated throughout the four corners of the earth. What y'all need to find out and learn is that the Bible is our history book, not a Christian book. Our ancestors were not Christians. They was Israelites. It's time for y'all to learn the truth. And this has nothing to do with religion or tradition. My motto will forever be relationship over religion, truth over tradition. It's that time. It's time for y'all to learn who y'all are. And it's time for y'all to gain a relationship with the Father through his word, not a religion. Now we gonna start off with, who is this? Who is this? Because it show ain't Yahshua. Because if the Bible's saying that his hair is white like wool, and I mean white like wool, just like this, where did the brown hair even come from? If it said his skin color was the color of fine brass, burnt in a furnace, and I mean burnt in a furnace. This is an actual picture right here of someone burning fine brass. Then where did y'all get white from? Or even the olive skin color y'all keep claiming. Y'all just don't want him to be black so bad. Y'all just make up any lie. And he was born in Israel, which is Northeast Africa. Y'all stop saying Middle East. It was not called the Middle East back then. It was a part of Africa. So you mean to tell me when they had to hide Jesus, Yahshua, in an all-black place in Africa to blend in with the people, you saying that they hid a white man or an olive skin color man in a place full of black people? It's impossible, which is common sense that he had to be black to blend in with black people. Now I'm finna tell you why his skin color got something to do with the Jim Crow law and them trying to bring back hanging and lynching. Now, in the Bible, Pilate's wife had a dream about the Messiah. When she seen that the people was trying to kill him, she pulled her husband aside and said, "Have nothing to do with this righteous man." She said, "I suffered much suffering in a dream today. Have nothing to do with his killing." So Pilate turned to the people and said, "I don't see nothing wrong that this man is doing for me to kill him." Pilate was talking to the Hebrews, our people. He said, "If y'all decide to kill this man, the blood will not be on my hands. It will be on y'all's." So then the Jews, aka Hebrew Israelites, mistakenly said, "It's okay. Put it on our hands, our children's hands, for generations and generations. Crucify him." So then it was so. So from then on, we was cursed to die the same way he died. Now they like to tell y'all that he died on a cross, but that is far from the truth. The cross is one of the main graven images that he talks about in the Bible. The word cross was never even in the Bible to begin with. It was added in there from a pagan god they called Tammuz. The cross is a symbol of the first letter of his name, a T. Now, if you look at the history during those times, you would know that if you were worthy of death, you had to be hung. It was the law. Acts 5:30 even told you that he died from hanging from a tree. There was a divine curse placed on a hanged person. And if a man has committed a crime punishable by death, and he is put to death, you hang him on a tree. For a hanged man is cursed by God. And when they had carried out all that was written of him, they took him down from the tree and laid him in his tomb. The same way they do us till this day. For what our ancestors have committed, it allowed us to be punished the same way he was punished. I'm going to show y'all the curses that was put upon us. Slavery and captivity, having no power to stand against our enemies, being sent back to Egypt again by ships, exiled in the land of our enemies, scattered among all nations, a very sick and disease-stricken people, at the bottom socially with other races high above us, lost the true knowledge of who we were, and will be called by many scornful nicknames other than Israel and Hebrew, which is still happening to this day. Packed into prisons and jails, a non-properous people. We even hate each other and oppress people by our enemies. The world will not tell you who or where the Israelites are today, but the scriptures will. There's nothing new underneath the sun. There is nothing new. Our sons and daughters will be given to another nation while your eyes grow weary, looking for them day after day with no power in your hand. With no power in your hand. With none at all. The cross story couldn't be real if they wanted it to. How did they nail his feet and hands to a cross when it says that he protected all his bones? Not one of them is broken. There would be no way to hammer a huge nail into someone's foot to hang without breaking a bone. There's no way. This is the real reason why no bones shall be broken. The sad reality is, if we continue to disobey, we'll continue to pay. So please, it's time for us to wake up. Stop letting them brainwash you and make you forget who you are. Stop letting them make us feel like we are nobody, because they know who we are. Our people back then just didn't know how to read and write. So they didn't know that the Bible back then was made for them. They felt like it was a horrible, horrible book, but they didn't realize the truth was inside of it. But now it's our time to make up for it, that the truth of who we are is inside of it. Our time is coming, and they know it. The Bible is our true history book. The problem is we let everybody get into our head. Why do you think there is thousands and thousands of religions, but only one true God? All trying to praise the same person, but giving them different names. That's because you were supposed to gain a relationship with the Father through the Word, not a religion. And that's where we as a people fall at.
So sister didn't hit it. And I'm gonna put the link out there, and I got two more videos we're gonna talk about, but everything she said was correct, and there's a deeper meaning going on here as well, which I'm working on, that called Israel's divine role. And that's why I say the Gentiles don't know what they've done, right? And they're in trouble. And it's interesting that we see, as the scripture says, we would have healed Babylon. She's not healed, and she's not going to be healed, right? Because her heart is hardened, just like Pharaoh's. And Father Yah's people is awakening. And so a lot of them are concerned about this awakening. And let me put this link out. Now, I'm not going to pin it. Let me know if I need to put it in slow mode. Did y'all get that link or not? Did it? Yeah. Okay. Hey, Sister Betty, how's it going?
Hey, Minister Cole, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm blessed.
All right, everything is good.
Yeah. So, what you think, Sister Betty, about what she said and about this awakening?
Minister Cole, you're not gonna even remember, but back in 2017, I messaged you and I told you, I asked you, what do you think about, the Hamashiach being hanging on the tree? Me, you had a back and forth about it a little bit.
What did I say? I don't even remember. I can't hear you, Sister Betty.
Like they do us. That's the way I always felt. Me and my family.
You sound distant, Sister Betty.
And that was nothing new to me. And this
Sister Betty, can you hear me?
Not be stopped because
Sister Betty.
Anybody being
Sister
scared
Betty.
of a street doctor,
Sister Betty.
then you are truly asleep. You're not awake.
We can't hear you, Sister Betty. Can y'all hear Sister Betty? No.
You cannot stop.
Sister Betty, we can't hear you.
You
We can't
cannot
hear you.
stop. You cannot
Sister Betty, can you hear us?
stop what's happening. I can hear
Can you-
y'all. Y'all can hear me.
We couldn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said, can you hear me now?
You're breaking up.
Okay, let me take that off. Let me take that off completely. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I had the headset on. I said, Mr. You probably don't remember me and you had like a short discussion about him hanging from a tree and from the cross. And me.
So what did I say?
You explained it to me like, when it said a tree, it was wood. It meant wood. If we went into the what is it, the Strong's dictionary, and it meant wood. You explained it to me like it was wood. You didn't say it wasn't. You didn't say it was, and I just left it at that. But
Yeah.
I always believed that it was a tree because it's in the Bible 13 different times that it was a tree. It was a tree, and I never believed everything that they say. How they say it happened in the book anyway. But like I was saying, this awakening cannot be stopped.
Yeah.
It's not just an awakening. It is a prophecy being fulfilled. They're looking at woke like it's a word, woke. No, this is prophecy being fulfilled. And the way we're still pressing on, it will not stop. It will not end until we are back in our homeland. It's not going to stop.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
So yeah, Sister Betty, I believe he was hung on a tree, but I do believe he had a plank of wood because remember, who was this? I think it's Simon.
Cyrus.
The one who carried the plank?
The one that carried the plank. I remember that. Yes, yeah. I do.
Yeah, so I think they took that and put it on a tree.
Come on.
Yeah.
Because they did nail over his head a plank, over his head, saying the King of the Jews. And whenever, please, I want everybody, on the chat, stop calling us Jews. We are not Jews. There was no J. That's their title, a Jew. We ain't the original Jews. We are the original Hebrew Israelite, the Yahudims. We are the real Israelites. We're not Jews. They're Jews. We're not. He was not a Jew. They wasn't calling him a Jew when he was walking the earth. He was a Hebrew, not a Jew. So yeah, I believe in the hanging doctrine. And like I said, we won't be stopped. I don't care who go back and counter you, Yacoba, Minister Yacoba. They can counteract you. They counteracted all of the prophets too. They counteracted all the disciples too. The same thing they're doing to you, they did it to them. So you ain't no better. You ain't no better. You ain't no better. You do
Sister Betty, I would add to your statement about Jew is think about your audience, right? Because some of the people don't know anything but Jew. They don't know Yahudim. So when you start saying that, they're gonna be like, "Who you're talking about?" So that's why sometimes we interchange them, right?
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to do a study on that, right?
Well, I don't know if we need a study, but I'm just saying your audience. So, like, if you're talking to someone still in the Christian church,
Well,
and
yeah,
you're saying, we're Yahudim, they're gonna be like, okay, what is that? But if
you
you
right.
you know if you say Jew, they know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So but then once you give them understanding, then you can
Okay.
say the real name is what the real name is. That's just how I roll.
But now you have to straighten me. I gotta be, you
No, I
know.
understand your point because we want to separate from them and from their doctrine and all that stuff, right? So I understand 100%, but I
Yeah.
just think sometimes
Right.
it's our audience we trying to wake up, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why you and I'm me.
And that's why we love you because you're not me.
Sorry. Yeah. But that's what I had to say, Minister Kobe. Thank you.
All right, Sister Betty, thanks. Lady J.
Good evening, everyone, and blessings,
Blessings.
Brother Yakoba.
How you doing?
Blessings. I'm fine and feeling a lot better. And my voice is getting stronger. Well, I watch many a people on YouTube, many groups, including the Men in Purple. And even from my own persuasion, as what I've told you previously, there's one particular person who is very good at researching and digging up history, and he's in fact German. And even he is telling the world that the Ish are not really Ish, but are of the European, they're from Europe, and they are Ashkenazis. So everything that is in secret and that was in the dark is truly being unveiled and being revealed, and as who the real and true people are. And I was reading the book of Jonah, and he even states that he's a Hebrew. And there's so many people, well, not so many, all of our people in the Bible are Hebrews, Israelites, which makes them burnt bronze. And, I got quite upset yesterday because I saw two interviews. One, a British UK couple, the other, a German couple, sitting there in Ghana, basically giving out the SOS in code. People, we've surveyed the land. It's very good. You need to come. And so let's not, as a people, talk about what our brother Yakoba is teaching is a flea doctrine. By all means, no, because they're all flocking there now. And tell me why. Because they know that they're in problems, and they do know devastation is coming. And coming for who? For them. So they're the ones that are fleeing.
And they know we have all the gold and the silver and the bauxite and the animals and the clean water.
Exactly, and also the food.
Yeah.
But, and it just amazes me that our people aren't even seeing the fact that the US is in war right now. They are under attack right now. I'm sorry, all these derailments, food factories on fire, blowing up. That's a war against the people. And not to mention, the UN is now in place. So it's not a rumor that the dollar is going to collapse. it's going to happen because, you know, China's money is in place to be used. So it's as clear as a glass of water that, you know, this is it. And for those that are still asleep and who do not know or even want to know who they are, I don't know what your end will be, because you denying this truth that is out there and becoming more and more predominant, because it is spreading like wildfire. And if you do not and cannot accept this truth, then you are denying the very God that created us. And yes, his word, you know, there might have been little things here and there put in or taken out, but he has left enough for us to know his truth. And so I beg people, please wake up, because, you know, and I've said it before, in my heart, I feel it is time to go. And when I lived in the US, I actually fled. When I was 24, 8 months pregnant, I got on a plane and came back here to England to have my son. And the reasons were, I don't want my child that I'm carrying, that I know is a boy, to fight in their dirty wars. And it was like I had to go. So I fled. And I've only visited like twice, when my son was 4 months old and when he was 3. And I've never looked back since.
So I want to thank you, Lady J. So
Yes.
we're gonna come back around to you, and I'm gonna
Okay.
move forward. All right, Digital Board.
Yeah, what's happening, Yakoba?
What's
Hope
up? What's up?
Hope everybody's doing well, man. It's just a pleasure to be on with you guys again, man. This topic is wow. That's all I got to say is wow. You know, America's done, son.
Yep, stick a
She's-
fork in
she-
it, huh?
She's done, man. Come on, man. Finland just joined the European Union. That done put him right on the borders of Russia. Now, I don't know what people thinking, but this is their thing, man. I was sitting back thinking, I was like, you know what? They showing up to show out, bruh. They know what time it is. It's like a fighter losing a fight, and the trainer says, give it all you got, what you got to lose. But in this case, they fighting with the Most High. They was fighting over us back then, and they fighting over us again.
Oh
And
yeah.
all these wars that they've been fighting each other.
Yep.
They've been fighting each other. And when you try to tell people this, man, they're so afraid that they're going to have to go into the wilderness.
Yeah, Digital Boy, he went silent.
Same thing he did when he brought the children out of Egypt. He's going to do the same thing here with a mighty hand. He's going to do it. We ain't going to have to do anything. All we got to do is get back to him. Come
Yep.
back to the Most High and start doing what we're supposed to do and stop being stiff-necked. Because a lot of us are stiff-necked. And I see the comments that the brothers and sisters be making sometime, you know, when you be talking about certain things, because a lot of times they don't do the research, man.
For real.
They don't do the research. Nobody likes to read. We've been so stuck in this Christian doctrine that it's done poisoned us. And we think, I don't know what it is. We think that this government, and you know, I didn't mean to say that, but we think that these people are going to do right by us. And they didn't do right by us then, and are not going to do right by us now. And I digress and let somebody else jump on, man.
Okay. And yeah, they're systematically trying to make us continue in sin, which is why they're trying to push the pronouns, right? And this whole thing in Africa, you know, trying to push that lifestyle on the continent. and also trying to make us marry foreigners, right? Because they want us to stay under them curses. Brother Don.
You hit it right on the head. All we got to do is look at Balaam, and that's the whole thing we're under. We are under the sin. We are under the curse of the numbers. Keep them in sin. First way you can get them is, through marrying the other nations. But then, you can get them the rest of the way through their flesh, primarily their belly. But I like that video, man. I like that second video. That was very refreshing to see that young lady just standing in her truth, and just speaking the truth with such boldness. What I would like to do is I'd like to have take her and sit her down with Miss Pearly Things, and they can have a conversation. What do you think?
Sounds good.
I was like going, okay, were we delayed here? But at any rate, it's they are really poking the bear with the whole Finland thing, because those are lines that were drawn, and and like the brother was saying, this has never been our fight, but it's always been about us. It's like his
All of
silver and
this
his
World
gold.
War III is about us.
Yeah, it's about us, but it's never really been our fight.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but anyway, I land there.
All right, Brother Don. Brother David. Unmute yourself. There you go.
How's it going, Israel?
On top, going higher.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. Jacob, I've been listening to you for a while now. And at the time that I woke up and everything, I was kind of searching for information. I was listening to a little bit over here, a little bit over there, but nobody can't stay consistent with that book. And that was one of the key things that made me stay with you. And I just want to applaud you for just sticking to them scriptures and getting the information out to our people, because there's so much confusion. It seems like the enemy is trying to throw in this awakening that we have. Like the videos that you put out, I think it was yesterday or today, about the Congo. I went to work this morning, and it's raining here in Chicago. I sat in my car. I said, I'm going in late. I'm gonna listen to I watched the whole video, and I even watched the second video. Not the second video, but the first video that you have put out in regards to the Congo. And
Yeah, I have it right here. We're gonna look at a few minutes of it.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, because I know about the awakening here in America, but to see it back home, it kind of hit me a different type of way. To see our people over there getting fired up and starting to stand on the truth and to fight against the lies that have been taught to our people over decades. I mean, it was powerful. I mean, I had a lot of it was in French, so I had to, I was just trying to keep up with the speed that it was popping up on the screen. But man, it just hit me a different type of way. And then when I look over at news that's going over in Africa about, a lot of the presidents rejecting the LGBTQ, whatever that is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the pronoun.
Right. Yeah. So like when I see all of the presidents over there fighting that, and then today I was so disappointed. The guy in South Africa, his name is Julius.
Yeah, Julius Malema. He a sellout.
Man, I was so disappointed with him, because that's like his second strike with me. The first time was the lollipop.
Exactly. Me too.
And then to find out he was doing that march, I'm almost kind of wondering, like, man, whose side is he on?
He's controlled opposition. That's what he is.
It has to be. It has to be. I'm like really disgusted with him. But I just want to congratulate all of Israel that's woke right now, that's even on this broadcast, because I kind of think that we're a little bit of a different, I'm kind of trying to think of the right word, but right now we're kind of unique right now, because it seems like we got a job now. We have to be bold and wake up the rest of Israel.
Exactly.
Like And it's extremely difficult to do because so many people just don't want to be woke up. Like it's been, because on my Facebook page, I kind of like drop a little bit of something here, drop a little bit of something there, because one of my bosses years ago, he kind of told me, like, when you're working with a customer and you're trying to get a product sold, you kind of drip on them a little bit, especially if you know they keep coming back, and then it takes a while for them to be soaking wet. So I kind of say you plant seeds with people, and after a while you got to let God do the work in them, because some people just ain't going to hear it when it's coming directly from you. And at this point, with everything going on in the world right now, we have to step up our game and just be a little bit more bold. And I just want to congratulate you for having such an excellent channel that didn't fall off the tracks and get derailed by going off into a different topic saying America is Israel or any silly thing like that. Like, I ain't even gonna mention his name, but man, just keep doing what you're doing, Yacoba. That's because you're very encouraging. You're getting information out, and I'm loving it. And I can't wait to go home.
Me too. Thank you, Brother David. So a lot of people asking, what did Malema do? So he's setting up a protest against the Ugandan government and president because they have the anti-LGBTQ laws, right? So he's protesting that. He's supposed to be an African, right? So let's look at that, the Congo, some of it anyway, and what's going on, because I know some people haven't seen it.
Mesdames, Messieurs, bienvenue. Alors aujourd'hui, j'ai un grand plaisir de recevoir des personnes qui vont nous parler de quelque chose de très très important. La chose, au fait, c'est une chose qu'on ignore concernant justement les Juifs, les Hébreux. Et le saviez-vous que les Juifs étaient des Noirs? Est-ce que vous le saviez? Enfin, on va essayer d'en parler aujourd'hui avec nos invités qui ont accepté notre invitation. Il s'agit bien sûr du docteur Ake Dieudonné. Bienvenue. Merci, bonjour. Bonjour, et nous avons aussi le docteur King Fortuné, avec qui on a parlé d'ailleurs depuis très très longtemps. On préparait cette émission. Bienvenue. Merci. Voilà, alors je m'en vais directement, je pose la première question parce que c'est vraiment cette question-là qui va nous aider justement à avancer. Hein. Vous allez essayer de répondre tout le temps à deux. Je commence par docteur Ake. Vous dites que les Juifs, les vrais Hébreux sont des Noirs, les Africains. Non. Pourquoi?
D'accord, merci. Je voudrais saluer les téléspectateurs de Congo Web et qui nous suivent actuellement et dire que nous sommes si heureux de partager ce thème avec eux. Et les Juifs sont noirs. C'est choquant.
C'est choquant.
C'est choquant, mais c'est une réalité parce que quand on parle de Juifs ou Hébreux, cela fait attrait aux Saintes Écritures, à la Bible. Parce que la Bible, nous savons bien que Dieu a donné sa parole à un peuple donné. La Bible dit que Dieu a regardé parmi tous les peuples, il a choisi, n'est-ce pas, une nation.
Une nation.
Voilà, qui devait, n'est-ce pas, être appelée la nation élue, le peuple élu. Et c'est à ce peuple élu que Dieu a confié sa parole. Et ce peuple-là s'appelle le peuple d'Israël. Et maintenant, nous disons aujourd'hui qu'Israël est un peuple noir. Et ça choque parce qu'il y a un peuple qui existe aujourd'hui.
En Israël.
Sur le territoire appelé Israël.
Israël et qui n'est pas noir.
Et qui n'est pas noir.
Voilà.
Et donc ça peut paraître scandaleux, mais nous voulons partir sur la base des Saintes Écritures parce que si Dieu a parlé de son peuple dans les Écritures, il a dû identifier ce peuple-là. Il a dû identifier ce peuple-là.
Que disent justement les Saintes Écritures?
Premièrement, il faut d'abord enlever l'obstacle qui fait l'écran dans la mémoire des gens actuellement, parce que dès qu'on dit que les Hébreux sont noirs ou les Juifs sont noirs, directement tout le monde tourne ses regards vers Israël, en Palestine, et on voit que ce sont des Blancs. Alors donc on se dit, mais qu'est-ce que ces gens-là racontent là? Est-ce que ce n'est pas des hérésies là? Alors nous allons voir dans Apocalypse chapitre 2, le verset 9, Apocalypse 2, verset 9, qui nous dit quelque chose de très clair et de très précis. Je connais ta tribulation et ta pauvreté, bien que tu sois riche, et les calomnies de la part de ceux qui se disent juifs et ne le sont pas, mais qui sont une synagogue de Satan. Ça, c'est terrible. Dieu est en train de nous prévenir qu'il y a un peuple qui allait se substituer au peuple élu. et qui allaient se faire passer pour des juifs et qui ne seraient pas des juifs.
C'est une imposture, ça.
C'est une imposture, mais qui sont une synagogue de Satan, c'est-à-dire des adorateurs de Satan. Une synagogue, c'est un endroit où les juifs se rassemblent pour adorer. Mais Dieu précise que ce sera les gens de la synagogue de Satan. Ça, c'est terrible. Et nous devons faire attention à cela parce que, alors là, si on ne fait pas attention, on risque de prendre le faux pour le vrai et le vrai pour le faux. C'est ce qui a été fait d'ailleurs. D'ailleurs, encore, et après chapitre 3:9 dit encore la même chose et enfonce la chose plus gravement. Et Apocalypse 3:9 qui nous dit encore, voici, je te donne de ceux de la synagogue de Satan qui se disent juifs et ne le sont pas, mais qui mentent. Vous voyez le mot qui est utilisé par Dieu ici, qui mentent. Voici, je les ferai venir se prosterner à tes pieds et connaître que je t'ai aimé. Alors, Dieu dit, je te donne de ceux de la synagogue de Satan qui se disent juifs, mais qui ne le sont pas, mais qui mentent. Quand Dieu dit que quelqu'un ment, il faut bien peser ce mot-là.
C'est grave.
C'est très grave. Dans la Bible, Jésus a dit que celui qui est le père du mensonge, c'est Satan.
C'est Satan.
Donc ce peuple-là, Dieu l'a identifié comme étant le peuple de Satan. Voilà pourquoi ceux qui sont en Israël, d'abord à commencer par la langue qu'ils parlent, ce n'est pas l'hébreu, ils parlent le yiddish. Ça, ceux qui ne le savent pas, c'est de l'ignorance. Et le yiddish, c'est une langue germano-turque, mélangée des mots slaves. Deuxièmement, ces gens qui sont là-bas, ils se définissent comme étant des Ashkénazes, des Khazars et des Sepharas. Donc, or, quand on prend les gens comme les Ashkénazim ou les Ashkénazes, Ashkénaz, bibliquement, c'est le premier petit-fils de Japheth. Et quand on parle d'Israël ou des Sémites, ce sont les descendants de Sem. Vous comprenez bien? Parmi les trois fils de Noé, d'Abraham découle Isaac, Jacob, Jacob, les 12 tribus qui forment maintenant la nation d'Israël. Donc vous voyez que pour être juif, il faut être d'abord un sémite. Or, les Ashkénazes sont carrément de la lignée de Japheth. Donc ce sont les descendants d'Ashkénaz qui sont en Israël actuellement.
Ok, donc sur base de ça déjà, c'est exclu.
C'est exclu, ils sont hors sujet. Et maintenant les Khazars, prenons les Khazars. Les Khazars découlent d'un ancien royaume qui a existé entre le 4e et le 11e siècle, qu'on appelait la Khazarie, qui se situait au sud de la Russie et entre la mer Caspienne et la mer Noire. Et justement la zone de l'Ukraine actuellement. Vous voyez un peu. Et ce royaume-là, c'était des Turcs, c'était un peuple turc mélangé de Slaves et de Russes. C'était un peuple usurpateur. C'est-à-dire c'était un peuple qui agressait tous ceux qui passaient. Et donc, ils arrachaient leurs biens, ils les tuaient et ils prenaient leur identité. Déjà à l'époque,
ils étaient déjà comme ça, des imposteurs.
Des imposteurs.
The imposter. So, y'all can watch the rest of that video. We have it posted in the community on Tail. But also they have a second video out. I want to show part of that as well, which is also in the community section. So let me show that. This is going to be the last video I show for the day. So.
Mesdames, Messieurs, bienvenue. Vous avez suivi, on a suivi ensemble l'émission très très intéressante avec nos invités, Dr Ake Dieudonné et Dr King Fortuné. Ils ont d'ailleurs passé comme ça 2 jours de conférence. Voilà, j'espère que ça va revenir encore parce qu'il y a beaucoup de gens qui ont demandé. Apparemment, on n'a pas très bien suivi le jour même de la conférence. Bon, il n'y a pas de problème. Ils sont revenus parce qu'il y a des réactions et on a besoin aussi d'avoir des éclaircissements autour justement de ces juifs, du peuple juif qui est noir et non blanc. Alors, le docteur Ake Dieudonné est là encore une fois aujourd'hui. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Et aussi le docteur King Fortuné, merci d'être là.
Merci, bonjour.
Merci. Déjà, d'entrée de jeu, 2 jours de conférence comme ça, comment ça s'est passé déjà, docteur King?
La conférence s'est très bien passée dans la mesure où nous avions pu récolter plusieurs témoignages des anciens, des papas, qui ont vécu effectivement tous les maltraitances, les persécutions, qui d'ailleurs, moi et le docteur Ake, pour étayer ces thèses, on est obligé de faire passer par la projection. Et cette fois-ci, nous étions devant les témoins qui ont donné des preuves et qui nous ont expliqué avec précision comment cela s'est passé. Et ce qui est déplorable, c'est parce que ces événements se sont passés en RDC ici, mais c'est en quelque sorte occulté et qu'on n'en parle pas. C'est ça le problème. Dès que c'est fait en Europe, c'est un blanc qui ont subi. Même les autorités, les présidents font même des marches, font des discours. Mais quand c'est le peuple africain qui qui subit ces persécutions, ça passe sous silence. Donc la conférence est tellement bien passée Et je crois que les gens pourront suivre cela, et que ça se trouve déjà sur YouTube.
Déjà sur YouTube, oui. Moi-même, d'ailleurs, j'avais suivi la première journée. C'était très bien. Ça s'est très, très bien passé. Est-ce que vous êtes satisfait finalement de ce que vous avez exposé lors de la conférence?
Bien sûr, nous sommes satisfaits parce qu'il n'y avait pas que les gens qui étaient dans la salle. Nous étions suivis par au moins 650 personnes en ligne. 50 personnes en ligne de tous les pays, des Antilles, de Guadeloupe, de Haïti, de France, des États-Unis, même de la Russie, de Afghanistan. Oui, Chine, des gens connectés un peu partout qui ont suivi en direct. Donc, nous pouvons dire que nous sortons de là très satisfaits parce que le message est passé. Le message est passé dans le sens où on a vu des témoins vivants, puisque j'ai parlé un peu des martyrs, des massacres, n'est-ce pas, du temps du roi Léopold II ici au Congo, qui faisait couper les mains des gens et qui toutes sortes de maltraitances, des tueries. Et même l'histoire retient que ce monsieur a fait tuer plus de 10 millions de Congolais. Et si l'histoire des Blancs même reconnaît 10 millions de Congolais tués par cet homme-là, moi je dis que quand le Blanc reconnaît 10 millions, il faut multiplier minimum par deux. Donc, il y avait des témoins vivants, des rescapés de ces souffrances-là congolais. Il y avait un papa qui était là et qui a donné son témoignage. C'était émouvant.
Ah ben c'est très bien. Alors, avant d'évoluer justement dans cette, on va dire, la deuxième partie d'ailleurs de cette émission, je vais vous proposer, et je propose aussi à nos téléspectateurs, une vidéo.
Now listen to this part of the
Il y
video.
a quelqu'un qui a parlé, il s'appelle Michel Abraham Baril. Il a parlé depuis Paris, France. Voilà, il a donné son avis par rapport à la première émission. On va regarder ça et comme ça, vous allez réagir, répondre à chaud. À tout de suite.
Bonjour Tonton Jaco, je réponds à ton invitation suite à un débat que je regardais hier sur des personnes qui nous instruisaient en nous disant que les Juifs étaient noirs à l'origine. Oui, et quoi? On ne dit pas forcément le contraire, mais ça ne nous sert de rien. Notre priorité, c'est de grandir dans la stature et dans l'esprit de Christ, de passer par le baptême des eaux, mourir à la croix, et ensuite ne pas s'arrêter là, aller au baptême du Saint-Esprit pour grandir, avoir l'esprit de Christ qui vit en nous, que ce soit Christ qui vit en nous, et que ce ne soit plus nous qui vivions. Donc peu importe que nous soyons noirs, blancs, jaunes, verts, ce que nous devons être, c'est enfants de Dieu en Christ. Qu'est-ce qu'il est dit dans la parole? Si nous avons connu Christ selon la chair, nous ne le connaissons plus de même. Toutes choses sont devenues nouvelles. Les choses anciennes sont passées. Cela vient de Dieu qui nous a donné la parole de réconciliation. Nous faisons fonction d'ambassadeurs, d'imitateurs de Christ. Et Dieu nous supplie par nous que justement les gens soient réconciliés avec Dieu. Donc c'est ça notre importance, c'est de grandir notre stature dans Christ. Il n'y a que comme ça que nous pourrons évoluer, grandir, etc. Il faut arrêter avec tous ces débats stériles qui divisent. Et qu'il est celui qui divise, c'est dans Jean 8, c'est le prince du mensonge, celui qui a été meurtrier depuis le départ. Si nous avons reçu la parole de réconciliation, nous ne devrons pas devenir des gens qui divisent. Donc tout ça ne sert à rien. N'êtes pas les enfants de Dieu à grandir dans la stature de Christ. Aujourd'hui, il y a beaucoup d'églises justement qui se sont égarées par des esprits séducteurs. D'ailleurs, la parole nous en avertit également. Soyons donc attentifs à grandir dans le discernement des esprits et grandissons plutôt aussi dans le mystère du Christ, le mystère de son sang. Donc dans Jean 8, celui qui boit mon sang, celui qui mange ma chair, je demeure en lui, il demeure en moi, je le ressusciterai et il aura la vie éternelle. Voilà. Combien aujourd'hui dans des églises sont des fidèles qui boivent et qui mangent le sang et le corps du Christ pour s'élever en Christ et permettre que le Saint-Esprit vienne nous instruire dans toute la vérité. Voilà. Donc j'espère que cela répondra à notre discussion que nous avons eue ce matin, que cela pourra servir dans ce débat pour conduire les gens à grandir dans la stature de Christ. Que Dieu vous bénisse abondamment, qu'il vous renouvelle dans l'intelligence et dans la sagesse, dans la connaissance de Dieu, et que nous puissions grandir dans la stature de Christ. C'est là notre seul salut. Méfions-nous de tous les esprits menteurs qu'il y a en ce moment, les esprits qui essaient de nous détourner de la parole, car je pense que l'Afrique va tirer son épingle du jeu de la chute de la nouvelle Babylone et de l'Occident, et que justement le diable passera par là aussi pour empêcher cela. Alors grandissons en Christ. Alléluia, notre Dieu est grand, il est vivant. Amen.
Il s'appelle.
All right, I'm gonna pause it right there, and I'm gonna show Dr. King's response because I like his response before we get comment on this video. But I want to add, to the fact that Christianity always goes straight to salvation, ignoring prophecy, right? So when it comes to prophecy, skin matters, right? Because it's a particular group or family of people who happen to look a certain way. And so they're quick to dismiss us, where when they thought it was those people in the Middle East, they sent them money, billions of dollars. But for us, oh, forget it. It doesn't matter. Let's not cause division, right? But the scripture says, I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Yahudim and are not, but do lie. Why is the word blasphemy used? Think about that for a second. Why is it blasphemy for them to say they're Israel or Jews? Think about that for a second. Because I'm going to tell you, if you belong to a royal house, let's say you were the prince and the princesses, right? And you know, your daddy king. And somebody went along and said, I am Prince so-and-so, or I am Princess so-and-so. They will have their heads chopped off because they're trying to usurp and replace those who would inherit the kingdom. Okay. And that's what they don't realize. But let's listen to what Dr. King says here and his response to the video.
Michel Abraham Baril. Il est blanc, il n'est pas noir. Mais seulement, il n'a pas un problème par rapport à la couleur de la peau. Vraiment, lui, il voit les enfants de Dieu et tout ça. Donc, il ne comprend pas, d'ailleurs, le bien fondé de votre démarche. Docteur Ake, si vous pouvez réagir à chaud.
Merci. Je lui dirais que moi, je l'ai écouté puisqu'il nous a envoyé le message à nous. Il vous a envoyé au travers de vous pour que nous écoutions. Et nous avons écouté et je m'attendais à ce qu'il vienne avec des éléments pour démentir ce que nous avons dit, mais il s'est évertué à dire simplement que cela n'est pas important. Alors, moi, je suis un peu sur ma soif parce que quelque chose qui n'est pas important pour vous n'est pas forcément aussi un peu, ne pas être important pour quelqu'un d'autre. Voyez-vous? Je vais vous dire que durant la colonisation, les colons qui pendaient les Noirs, même après la colonisation, aux États-Unis, le massacre des Noirs, par exemple la ségrégation raciale qui continue jusqu'aujourd'hui, les gens ne le font pas parce que les Noirs ne sont pas intelligents. Ils ne le font pas parce que les Noirs font des fautes ou que les Noirs volent ou qu'ils font quoi que ce soit. Ils le font à cause de la peau. Et je vais vous dire que moi, j'ai des images où les pasteurs ou des croyants, soi-disant, ces colons blancs avaient la Bible quand ils pendaient les Noirs. Ils avaient la Bible quand ils pendaient les Noirs, quand ils les massacraient, c'était avec la Bible. Donc, j'ai la déclaration de, je crois, c'est Montesquieu, hier, j'ai lu ça à la conférence là-bas, qui disait que ce serait vraiment impossible de croire et de se mettre à l'idée que Dieu qui est bon ait pu mettre un esprit bon et une âme bonne dans un corps noir. Il dit que si nous croyons ici, c'est à en croire que nous ne sommes plus des chrétiens. Ça veut dire qu'il parle en tant que chrétien. Il dit que nous, les chrétiens, et qu'en tant que chrétien, un blanc ne doit pas croire en tant que chrétien que Dieu qui est bon ait pu mettre une âme dans un corps noir. Alors, vous me parlez de quoi? Que ça ne veut rien dire que la couleur de peau. Nous souffrons pourquoi? L'homme noir souffre face à l'homme blanc par rapport à quoi? C'est par rapport à notre couleur de peau. Alors, si ce n'est pas important pour eux, c'est important pour moi, parce que c'est moi qui vis la chose. C'est moi qui en souffre.
Mais ça donne quand même une connotation raciste quand vous...
Mais qui est le raciste? Est-ce celui qui nous massacre ou nous qui pleurons notre massacre?
Parce que vous êtes serviteur de Dieu. Hein?
Oui. Ah. Mais chez nous, moi j'ai un adage chez moi qui dit que si vous frappez un enfant, ne lui enlevez pas le droit de pleurer. Le noir n'est pas
là,
raciste.
vous êtes en train de pleurer.
On est en train de pleurer. On dit voilà, c'est
on vous laisse le droit de pleurer.
C'est tout.
Mais après, le but, c'est quoi? Parce que vous êtes serviteur de Dieu.
Je suis serviteur de Dieu,
médiateur de la parole.
Je suis docteur de la parole. C'est pourquoi je suis prêt à prouver que Paul était noir. Paul était par la Bible.
Allons directement.
Que les Hébreux étaient noirs, que Paul était noir, que les apôtres étaient noirs, que le Christ était noir. Avec la parole. Et je veux que quelqu'un qui me dit qu'il n'est pas d'accord, qu'il ne s'arrête pas là, mais qu'il vienne avec des éléments bibliques pour contredire. Au lieu de me dire je ne suis pas d'accord.
Je vous en donne tout le temps.
Merci. Je commence par le peuple hébreu lui-même. Nous prenons le texte de Lévitique chapitre 13, verset 9 au verset 16 que je vais lire rapidement. Et puis, on va tirer un élément dedans qui est si clair, qui démontre que le peuple hébraïque est un peuple noir depuis l'origine. La Bible dit ici, j'ai bien dit Lévitique chapitre 13, de verset 9 au verset 16. Lorsqu'il y aura sur un homme une plaie de lèpre, on l'amènera au sacrificateur. Le sacrificateur l'examinera. S'il y a sur la peau une tumeur blanche, la Bible dit bien une tumeur blanche. Si c'est...
So I'm gonna pause it right there. There's a part that I want to add, but before I add that, I'm gonna get comments from you all. What do you all think about what he said? What the Gentiles said. I mean, they're quick to want to go to salvation, causing division because we say we're Israel, because we say Israel is black. Now, all of a sudden, it don't matter, right? Let me start with you, Digital Boy.
But that's deep, man. It does matter. You know, I've spoken to some Gentiles because of my job, and we've had conversations about this. And I don't know, man. They're in a deep sleep, man. They're in a deep sleep. That's all I got to say. They're in a deep sleep, man. And you know, I don't debate. I don't get into no debates with them. And I've spoken to some of the Ish people, and I tell you, brother, they're out there, man. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
They're out there.
they're lost in the sauce, right?
They're out there, man. I mean, I don't even know what else to say, man. Look, listen. I've been. I said to myself that I was going to read the Bible from beginning to end, and I'm in Job right now, and all the way up until where I'm at now in Job, he's talking about Israel the whole time.
Yep,
Israel,
exactly.
Israel, 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 Israel,
Yep.
Israel. Now, it's right in the book, and it's explaining who they are, and it's explaining who we are. When I read the book of Exodus, I knew who we were. Right then and there, right after I read Exodus, man. But I wanted to be sure. I said, you know what? I'm going to read it because, you know, I was under that doctrine, that Christianity doctrine. I was a musician in church for 11 years, man. And the stuff that like I said before, the stuff I saw and the stuff that came out of the pastor's mouth. Listen, brother, when I started listening to you, man, and you told us who we were, man. Listen, I've been on it ever since, bro. I've been on it ever since. And I'm going to stop right there.
All right, thank you, Digital Boy. Sister Betty, what's your thoughts on this?
My thought on Minister Jacoba is it doesn't matter when it pertains to the black man. It does not matter. He's standing there. We're all one in Christ, and you're bringing out division. You people already divided us. We're not bringing out no division just because we're saying who we are. And you cannot debate anybody on who we are. It is our book. We're not race baiting or any of that. Why do we have to be race baiting just by saying if Moses put his hand in his robe and pull it back out white, and he put his hand back in his robe, pull it back out in his back another color, what was he? That's just what the book says. It's not. If Job said, if Solomon said, I'm black, but I'm comely. Well, you saying he black? If Job said I'm black, well, he must be black. That's not us doing a skin doctrine. They will never be able to accept a black Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach being black. It's not gonna happen, family. They're still gonna try to put themselves in our place. That's just what they're gonna do. And I land there.
Thank you, Sister Betty. Lady J.
Well, I can honestly say, you know, it just proves the point again. We don't matter. That's what they're saying. And of course, it's not even about separating us as a people and trying to turn us against each other. It's also trying to separate us from God. Because and they just hate the fact, I'm sure the verse kills them, about us being made in his image.
And you know what else they hate? You only have outknown of all the nations. They hate that one.
Yeah. So, you know, and of course, Jacob I love, but Esau I hate. So they know the truth. Hence why, you know, the skin color thing in the Bible will never matter. But all the proof is there. When you go to the British Museum, the proof is there. Literally on their walls of everything that they are stolen. And you see who the slaves were in Egypt. They were black. They're black. So they can't cover it. And going back to what the young lady said in the first video you showed, I mean, who can top that? I mean, she covered everything. And I actually saw that the video of the gentleman there speaking in Congo. And I said, wow, this truth is, like I said, it's spreading like wildfire. Because now it's going to wake up. No, because now it's going to even wake up Africans.
Yep.
So you know what? It's like a snowball building, getting bigger and bigger. So you know what? All we should do is sit back and praise the Lord, because you know it's his doing. So I land the plane there.
All right, thank you, Lady J. Brother Don.
Wow, y'all done took all the good verses. I got to go find some other ones to work with. That is, you know what? That is a trip. You said they lost in the sauce. Some of them is lost in a mayo sauce. Some of them is lost in a barbecue sauce. But they both lost in the sauce. It's like some are in denial because they realize the ramifications of what that all means. So they want to tell you it doesn't matter because of their cognitive dissonance, so that they can continue to exchange the truth for a lie. They can't get away from Caesar Borges. He's saying it doesn't matter, but you're in a system that literally condemns you to hell. So it does matter. It really does matter. The only thing that they think that matters is that we love. Well, y'all showed how much y'all loved us for 400 years, and we tired of being loved so much, and y'all can just
if that's how you love. If that's how you love, we don't want no more love.
we good. We loved out. We are loved out. So but they're always gonna deflect and project and try to defend, never from the scripture, or they'll totally misinterpret. Yeah, that's why you can't tell us nothing. You can't give us a breakdown on our information, no matter how much you remixed it.
Yeah,
because we have the Ruach HaKodesh, and the truth is always going to come through him. So I'll end there.
All right, Brother David.
Well, we have to realize this, that
You breaking up. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. You're going to have to leave and come back, Brother David. All right, I'm going to bring Brother David back. Hopefully he could get this thing straight. I'm going to show the last piece of Dr. King, not the one you all thinking about, not Martin Luther. I'm going to bring the last part that I want you all to hear what he say.
Donc, c'est pas que les Bantous, non? Mais au-delà des fleuves de l'Éthiopie, il n'y a que des Bantous.
Ok, mais quand on va à l'est, par exemple, de...
Oui, mais c'est là où nous sommes en train de vous dire que tous les Noirs africains ne sont pas des Hébreux. Ce n'est pas tous les Noirs africains qui sont Hébreux.
Les Hébreux, ce sont les Bantous.
Les Hébreux, bon, je ne sais pas comment vous définissez le Bantou, sinon que nous parlons en termes de Kamites et de Sémites. Et ce sont les Sémites, vous voyez, non? Donc, c'est de ça que nous parlons. Mais il n'y a pas de blanc. Ici, le débat, les gens veulent qu'on ne dise pas que les Hébreux sont noirs. Donc, on a qu'à laisser.
Qu'est-ce qui vous dérange vraiment après
ce n'est pas moi qui suis dérangé.
Qui sont bien d'ailleurs. Qu'est-ce qui dérange?
Ce n'est pas moi qui suis dérangé. C'est ceux qui contestent qui sont dérangés. Parce que moi, je ne fais que... Vous avez posé une question, j'attendais qu'il réponde, il a parlé, il a oublié ça. Il avait dit, mais quel bien ça. En fait, ça apporte quoi?
Quel avantage? Voilà, je le sais, oui. Et après?
Merci. C'est là où je vous dirais ceci. Je suis né dans une famille royale, par exemple. Un exemple, je suis né dans une famille royale. Donc, mon père est roi. J'ai du sang royal qui coule en moi. Et un matin, je sors et je me perds du chemin et je suis perdu je me retrouve quelque part dans la brousse et quelqu'un d'autre, un pauvre monsieur, me ramasse en brousse, il ne sait pas d'où je viens, et il m'amène chez lui, il me lève dans son campement de pauvres, de misère. Et je grandis là. Et finalement, il m'inculque sa culture, sa langue et son caractère. Et comme ce monsieur, il est pauvre, il est misérable, il est de la basse classe, c'est tout ce qu'il peut m'enseigner. Je grandis avec ça. Donc, je marche sans assurance parce que pour moi, c'est celui-là qui est mon père. Et un matin, je rencontre un autre monsieur qui me dit, maintenant, toi, tu ressembles à quelqu'un. Attendez, après vérification, il me dit, non, mais toi, ce monsieur qui t'a élevé, il n'a que ton tuteur, ton véritable père, il est roi. Donc, tu es un prince. Il y a du sang royal en toi. Et ton père même n'est pas encore mort, il vit. Il est sur un grand royaume. Même le monsieur qui est en train de te... de t'éduquer ici, là, il est sous le commandement de ton père. Dites-moi, tonton Jaco, que ça ne vous fera rien.
Oui, ça va.
Alors, pourquoi est-ce que les gens me disent que savoir que je suis juif, ça n'ajoute rien Attendez, en fait, les gens font exprès. Parce que Jésus dit, le Seigneur Jésus dit, vous les Samaritains, vous adorez ce que vous ne connaissez pas. Mais nous, les Juifs, nous adorons ce que nous connaissons, car le salut vient des Juifs. À partir du moment même où le salut vient des Juifs, alors un peuple qui voudrait se substituer aux Juifs a pour ambition de se présenter comme ce peuple-là de qui émane ce salut-là. Parce que les Hébreux, à partir du moment où le salut vient d'eux, il y a une certaine supériorité. Parce que Dieu les a appelés le peuple élu, s'il vous plaît.
D'accord.
Un peuple élu, en dehors même des écritures bibliques qu'on a encore beaucoup à citer. Permettez-moi de vous montrer des écrivains depuis longtemps.
So you could go watch the rest of that, but understand what he's saying is what I've been saying. And, I wonder if he listened to Tail Ministries at all, but, we are part of a royal family. And they have taken the raw seed. And they had a guardianship over us for a while, right? We called it slavery. But they've abused us, they raped us, they killed us, they hung us from trees, they did all these things to us. And our Father, who happens to be King of the world, King of the universe, right, is seeing all this. And he's like, okay, y'all doing this to my chosen. And y'all think he's not going to do anything about it. As I said earlier, he gave the example of, the messengers that were sent out and say, hey, come to the wedding. My son is getting married. Right? And y'all kill the messengers. They say, I'm going to send my son. Y'all kill the son. Right? Y'all, a lot of you Christians think because you believe that you have salvation. But your faith is not an active faith because there's no works to it. Right? There's no love. There's no fruits of the Spirit. There's no joy. There's no mercy. There's no long suffering. You just say you have faith. And when we bring out all the evidence that the Negroes is the true Hebrew Israelites, you ignore it, or it causes division. It doesn't matter. I'm going to show this little clip that Sister Chantel gave me. Now, there was another clip I saw, which even had a guy who ran the museum who literally said that these were black folks. Somebody has that one out there, but I want to show this right quick. So this is in the museum, that's the relief. I believe it's the Syrian captivity. And they got nappy hair. Right. And that's the Jews going into captivity. And that, like I said, there's another video out there with some young white kid who was, talking about this particular relief and saying that was Negroes. So, you can't ignore the evidence. Right. And so we're going to get final comments on this. And we're going to get your thoughts on all of this stuff, right? Your final thoughts on the relief, the final thoughts on the evidence, your final thoughts on the awakening, your final thoughts on the judgment of the Gentiles. Sister Lady J.
Sorry, my mic. Well, I mean, all the evidence is clear. If we were in a court of law right now, all the evidence is clear, and the other party who say they are Jews are not. So they are guilty of fraud and character defamation. And so, you know, judgment is coming for them. Simple as that. I mean, we will not escape our punishment, as what the word says, but judgment is coming for them. And as we know, it's going to be fire. And, you know, like I'm not good at watching things and then summing them all up at once. But what I do know is that we, as God's children, we must keep the faith, trust and believe in his word, because, that's our book. And, you know, where we can share love, share it. But at the same time, we have to stand our ground and stand up for who we are. Because for me, hands down, up, whatever, which way you want them to go, I know for certain that we are God's true and chosen people, because there's no other people on the face of this earth that suffer like we do. I mean, when I'm at work, I actually feel like I'm in Egypt. So no one can tell me who I am as a Black woman, because I'm oppressed to the point where I get depressed. And it's like, for me, I've had enough, and I cannot wait to see when Christ cracks that sky and he is burnt bronze, you know, because I will be praising him, saying hallelujah, while everyone will be saying, hide me, let the rocks fall on me. So I just pray and ask everyone, just keep the faith, trust and believe in God, because he knows what he's doing. And we just have to sit tight and just not fear. So,
All right.
yeah.
Thank you,
That's
Sister
it.
Lady J. Sister Betty Bent, final comment.
Yes, that relief that you showed, it has nappy hair. They have nappy hair. And I don't know how old that relief is. I know it's very, very old. But again, like somebody was saying earlier, in all of their museums, like they have all the Benin people artifacts in their museum. Go back to Killmonger when he was in the museum breaking the cases open. Look how they had all the security around African art. Why don't they have some Khazar art? Why in their art so precious? And why it's just always our art that is just
Because they ain't
priceless?
create nothing.
Because they did not create anything. Listen, if you go back to what they named as Egypt, look at everything that is there. Everything that is there is Black. Go back to the first 25 dynasties. They're Black. Wouldn't you be mad at the beginning of the world, at the beginning of civilization, at the beginning of man was Black? And you got leprosy? When you be mad, I'll be mad too. But it's not going to change anything. It is what it is at this point. And the 400 years are up. Oh, I forgot. Hashtag Till. There's no 400 years. Yeah, okay. You're right. It's done. Babylon is done. When you see George Washington's head being burnt, Lincoln, all of them on the bills, their currency is done. This is the end of Babylon. Stay and clean your baby nose with the dollar bills. That's all you're going to be doing with it. Because it's not going to be worth anything. It's going down every day that we wake up. The dollar bill is lessening and lessening. More countries are joining BRICS every single day, but you don't see the handwriting on the wall. Which king was that had to get somebody to read what was written on the wall? His demise. This is what's on the wall for Babylon, but he acting like he can't read it. But here we are out here, we trying to tell him what it is, but he said he would have healed her, but she ain't gonna repent. Thank you, panel. You cold.
All right, thank you, Sister Betty. Brother Don, final comment.
I will be a lady forever. Well, I guess that forever is coming pretty much to an end. And it's just so funny that, you know, it is just so funny that they made race this social construct, and now they can't deal with the ramifications of their social construct. A construct that puts us at the bottom and puts himself on top. But wait, even as Sister Betty was saying, wait a minute. If the original man and woman were melanated, then I got questions that I got to answer that I don't have the answers for. How did I end up white? See, now it's time for them to answer some questions, since ours have been answered with the truth of the Most High Yah. And it's not something they're gonna be able to get around. They're gonna stay in their little segregated churches and worship their Caesar Borgias and die the death of heathens. That's just what's going to happen. And anyone else that is following them. But if they come into the truth and stop denying Mashiach, because basically when you say that we're not Israel, means he's not black, and therefore you're denying him. You're denying him, the one that came in the name of another. That's who you're believing. So if that's what they want, that's what they're going to get. Let them have, what's his name? Let them have Barabbas. And I land there.
All right, Brother Don. Brother David, you got everything fixed?
How I sound?
Sound
Can
good,
you hear me?
Sound good.
Oh, good, good.
You sound
Well,
good.
all right, good. Regarding the video where the white guy came in and he had something to say about skin color doesn't matter. I kind of think of the scripture, Psalms 83, where it says they have taken crafty counsel against us. For that guy to even be watching a channel with black Hebrew Israelites discussing the awakening, it matters to him because they're watching us. I mean, it has to matter. I mean, we got to realize that these people are liars, and they're going to say one thing to kind of make it seem like it's cool, but on the other hand, they're doing something to undermine everything that we're doing. There was no reason for him to really be on a channel in the Congo watching, black Hebrew Israelites discuss their awakening up and plans and things like that. And just for the fact that he even jumped in, made a video, he trying to like start a little bit of confusion, to even plant some seeds to make some of us think, well, maybe we not Israel. Maybe that guy's white. I'm sorry, maybe that guy's right. I mean, right now we at the fork in the road. Well, we gotta choose the ancient path, or we continue this walk along with what Babylon has taught us, that we've learned over the years. So like when they show up to all these different channels and they say, oh, it doesn't matter, or that one rabbi that's in Israel, I can't even think of his name right now, but he comes out, on one hand, he'll say that we're the children of Israel, but on the other hand, he'll turn around and say that also includes them too. It's like they do a lot of double talk. I mean, that Psalms 83, when it says they've taken crafty counsel, we really have to think that, we got to think of it of them as as being a straight up enemy, and everything they say to us has a little bit of strategy in it to kind of undermine us. Like everything might seem calm on the surface, but they got an undercurrent that they hoping that we get caught up in, that'll just pull us out and drown us in their lives. We just gotta just ignore everything they say, because they don't even matter at this point. We woke. We know who we are, and it's only a matter of us waking up our family members and dealing with this existence that we have in Babylon, here in America, and waiting for the second Exodus to get out of here. And we got a lot to deal with. Like even in my own household, it's kind of like they believe we Israel, but they not all the way ready to let go Babylon. It's so so we got to focus on our own people and not even worry about what the enemy is saying. This doesn't matter. To be honest, they don't matter at this point. The book has been written. We know who it's talking about. It's talking about us, where we are, the condition we in, how we got in this predicament, and it laid the path out to what's going to happen. And we got to choose between that fork in the road. Are we going to go that path and put our faith in Yah, or are we going to continue to try to be on two sides of the fence? It's just not going to work. So that's kind of like how I see it at this point, because I see them using so much strategy against our people. Like, for example, like since the germ that's been going around that everybody has to take the lollipop for, a lot of Black people have been purchasing guns and at the highest rate in the United States, Black people. So now that Black people have been buying guns, ammos, basically getting armed up, and we already know that they've been armed up for ages, bringing their kids and starting at an early age with the gun culture and everything, and we kind of like late to the party in this. And I always kind of think in my head, like, man, if there's ever any type of situation where we really got to defend ourselves against those people on a large scale, back in the day, I was thinking like, man, we might be toast. But now that I'm an adult and I kind of like see the like going to the gun range myself, even in white neighborhoods, every time I go in a white neighborhood, where we in Chicago, basically all of the gun ranges are in white neighborhoods. And all I see is us in there. I see us in there taking our wives, showing them how to defend themselves. I see fathers taking their daughters. I'm like, man, something strange is going on. Like it's the weirdest thing. And like one of my cousins is married to someone that's non-Black, and he told me that they were at some type of family function, and this other family member was also going to a gun range that's basically overran by Blacks now, and he kind of let that slip, that's the reason he's not going anymore. So like when you see everything that's going on, like now they're passing all of these laws to, this is where I see the division coming in at. Like they're passing all these laws now to kind of ban guns, AR-15s. Like some states are putting gun bans out there, and they're taking it to court. The court to say it goes against the Second Amendment, but the states are still defying the Supreme Court. So I kind of see like the country is like being torn in part, where even like from the founding fathers of America that basically formed this nation, put all of these different balances and checks, where the judicial branch, the executive branch, to kind of balance and check each other. It seems that even they're at odds with each other. So, this thing is happening. The 400-year prophecy, man, it's on full display for all of us to see. It ain't even no need to doubt anymore. Like people that I've been talking to, like 5, 6 years ago, and I was telling them like, hey, we the people. They was kind of looking at me sideways. Now those same people are like hanging on every word I have to say because they they see everything that's going on. I mean, this is the craziest times that we living in right now, and I mean we have to embrace it and not uh, marginalize it because right now I kind of feel like another book is being written and we're a part of it, and we just got to walk in faith and just while we at that fork in the road, make the right decision and go with Yah and just put this Babylon thing behind us because this place is done. It's done from, I mean, America's about to get hit with these bricks. The financial system is done. You know, I'm just ready to leave. And it seemed like it. And if you was to ask me, Jacoba, when do I think we leaving? I'm thinking it could happen at any moment because everything is in place.
I agree with you.
Everything is in place. It just blows my mind because when I first woke up and I was like looking ahead to when I was learning about the second Exodus and reading the scriptures and everything, and I was just like, okay, this is going to happen. But to see it unfold the way it's unfolding, it got to hit you some type of way if you believe in that book. And man, I'm just amazed at everything that's going on. I'm amazed at the work that you putting in because you guided me and pointed me to a lot of scriptures and a line of thought that's in line with the Bible that's keeping me balanced because it's so much agents of misinformation out there that kind of could get our people going into a different get our people to go in a different direction. So like that the enemy is crafty and we have to be wise and stay in that book and don't let anybody deviate us from that book. So Jacoba, good job. That's all I got to say right now. I'm just excited about the times we living in. I'm excited about all of the people that's woke and to see it happening in Africa, to see them to get in, to be so enthusiastic about the word and defending the word and attacking the lies that's held us down for so long. And this is exciting times we live in. That's all I got to say, man.
All right, thank you, brother David.
All
Digital
right.
boy.
Oh wow, man. Listen, he said a mouthful, man. Listen, man. Look, the hour's late. That's all I got to say. The time is now. The hour's late, man. God is gonna show up. The Most High is gonna show up to show out, man. We ain't gonna have to do nothing. We ain't gonna have to buy no guns. We ain't gonna have to do nothing. And we're not going back into captivity again. This is the last one. And it just so happens that it's getting close to 2024. That is the completion. 400 years is the complete time. That is the fulfillment time of our captivity. And what kills me is real quick is they think they're not going to go into captivity. The book of Obadiah explains that, chapter 3. They're going to be sold. See, they know these things. They know the prophecy just as well as we do. They know who we are. They've been knowing who we are. They knew who we are when they took us. You understand? When they threw us in chains, they know exactly. They thought we were cursed of our Elohim, the Most High. So that's why they figured they could do what they're doing. And now their time is up. And they're running scared and they're fighting amongst each other because that's what we're seeing. They've been doing that, like I said earlier, for a long time, man. And it's just so exciting to talk to other brothers and sisters. And Jacoba, man, I got to give it to you, brother. Listen, when you read that book, a second book of Esther, and you had that up on your site, and I must have looked at that video about 100 times, man. And brother, that woke and shook me up, brother. Let me tell you something, man. And then when it got to the judgment part, no air, no water, no nothing but the judgment. God is serious.
Oh
The
yeah.
Most High, he's serious, man. And you know what? We got to start taking it serious. And like I said before, we ain't going to have to do anything. We ain't going to have to do nothing. He's going to do the same thing he did in Egypt before. And that's what I keep saying. He's going to do the same thing, and it's going to be bigger. And the reason why we're here is to be a witness of his power. Because he said, I'm going to come back. I'm going to make them bow at your feet and let them know that I loved you from the beginning. See, it's all about Israel, man. It's all about Israel. And these people can say whatever they want. They can dance around the mulberry bush and promise us this and promise us that. They ain't going to do nothing. They ain't going to do nothing but what they're prophesied to do. They're not going to repent, you know, and some of us aren't going to repent. A lot of us are going to go with them because we don't want to wake up and we don't want to heed the call. And all I can say is peace and blessings, my brothers and sisters. And Brother Yacoba, keep on doing what you're doing, man. I'm telling you, man, you're an inspiration. And I don't follow a lot of people, man. There's a lot of junk out there, man, as you well know. And you really got to search it for yourself, too. And ask the Holy Spirit to give you wisdom in everything that you do. And the Most High to order your steps, man. That's the only way at this point in time, because Satan and his followers and his seed, his bloodthirsty seed, warmonger seed, is on the warpath, man. And it's all against us. But we're going to be all right, man. We're going to be all right. That's it. That's all I got to say.
All right. Thank you, Digital Boy. Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
panel, for coming on. And just know this, the time is short. Something's happening in the spirit. We all see it. I do believe it is near. I believe whatever is going to happen is at the door. And, a lot of people are going to oppose or have opposed the awakening, but they can't do anything with, against it. It's like they're trying to destroy a mountain with a shovel, right? They try to do their little gaslighting and their videos and things to misrepresent our position, to lie, to twist, to say we're crazy, we're stealing someone else's identity. But the people who they claim that we're stealing their identity admit who we are. They just believe they're the people as well, right? And so if you notice, they don't cover those people. They don't cover the other-ish people who say, yeah, they are the original people. They don't cover those people. And if they do cover those people, they say, well, that particular person is crazy. But they all have known. And as my brother posted in the community post, that one map of Africa with God be showing where the Jews are, that you can stick a fork in that, right? That's a game changer. It shows the Jews are all over what? Africa. It shows where they were. So we're not trying to prove who we are anymore. In the beginning, it was a learning lesson for us, part of the awakening process. But we're not trying to convince nobody of nothing. Because y'all time is at hand, our deliverance is at hand, and your judgment is at hand. Period. And we warned you. And you can see parts of it, but you're in cognitive dissonance, right? You see the markets failing. You see the dollar failing. You see America losing its status as the number one superpower. You see that this new power base is rising to replace NATO and the Western powers. You see it, which means you're going to be what? At the bottom. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And everything that we've said is here. You could go back all the way to 2015 and 16 and see everything we said, and it has come to pass. And you can listen to the urban apologists, and you can listen to the haters and those who are caught up in white theology. You can listen to that. But you need to seek the Most High yourself, because you don't have long. You don't have long at all. And as I was saying before, our greatest enemy is really those who look like us, because we open the door to those who look like us, and we eat off the plate of those who look like us. And their agenda is not a Yah agenda. Their agenda is either to serve the system, COINTELPRO, or their agenda is to make $1. And you can tell the difference. And when you look at their studies and you look at their research, you will find out over time that everything they told you is a lie. And you will see that they contradict themselves over and over again. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to land my plane. This ain't the time to be following no false prophets. This ain't the time to be going on another journey of Mormonism. This ain't the time to be following another Christ. It's never a time to follow another Christ. I'm just saying, stop the foolishness. Validate what people say. Call them out when they say it. Tell them to prove it. Let me see your evidence. Don't just tell me Mexicans are Israelites. Don't just tell me Native American Indians are Israelites. Prove it. How come they're not part of the awakening? How come they're not waking up? It's because they're not Israel. Peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is ending. Love you with the love of the Messiah. If you want to support this ministry, you can become a patron. Also, you can give through Cash App. And please support the Dry Bones Project. And on Saturday, we're going to be talking about investment opportunities on the continent and, just moves we got to make since we're seeing that this system is falling.